step-by-step course. It's the only EMP survival course where you can learn everything there is to know about to be EMP-proof. I've done months and months of research, and there's really no other program like this out there. The way I see it, you have three options. You can hope an HEMP never happens and do nothing. Listen, I'm also hoping an EMP will never happen, but in the past 15 minutes, you saw undeniable proof that it will hit, and an HEMP attack is no walk in the park. Let's pretend for a second that it won't, though. Even if that's true, you know our power grid is weak, and nobody's doing anything about it. It will probably give out in the following year without any kind of attack. So what happens next? The power grid is down despite all our hopes. If you're one of the people that prepared, most of your stockpile and your preps will be useless in under 2 weeks. All the time and money you've put into keeping your family safe, all that effort, it might all be in vain. If you didn't prepare, you'll probably have to wait for the government to fix it, but you already saw the consequences of no electricity. Savage people will be running the streets, and you could be one of the targets. It could be too late for you to do anything, so the best-case scenario is the government sends some help, and you and your family might end up somewhere in a FEMA camp until the situation is resolved. Or you could try to do it all yourself. Go through months of research and painful planning. You could even try to join an Amish community for a couple of years like Charles did. But there's probably no time for that. It took Charles about 2 years. And when I was doing my research, I would have killed for something like this program, because the other materials out there are no better than fairy tale books. Why waste all that time and energy when you can get an already proven survival plan here? Or you can get Darkest Days, How to Survive an EMP Attack to the Grid special program right now. It's the only proven-to-work material out there. If you want your family to be secure, to have warmth, food, water, and all the other things you need, then click the Add to Cart button and get this program now. You'll find out all you need to know to keep your electronics safe and secure, how to still have refrigeration, the best drinkable water sources, how to store enough heat-sensitive medicine for an entire town, and even all you need to know about generators. So there you have it. In this presentation, you've seen how a simple thing can permanently damage the U.S. power grid, and just how easy it is for any of our enemies to wipe out all electricity in our country, causing first off an economic collapse, then a food shortage, and a mass pandemic. You've seen undeniable proof of how weak and vulnerable our grid is, and of how this disaster will hit sooner than you think. By now, you already know all the catastrophic implications of an EMP, and how the government isn't making any effort to inform us, let alone protect the people. I've shown you how that Charles's amazing program will forever erase any questions you might have concerning EMP preparedness, because it's the only real solution out there. Instead of starting from scratch and going through all that stress, you can try out Darkest Days, How to Survive an EMP Attack to the Grid, a program where all the heavy lifting was already done for you. You'll have a complete EMP survival plan only if you click the Add to Cart button below right now. Plus, you'll have a full year worth of email access to me or Charles, and you are backed by my 60 days, no questions asked money-back guarantee. Simply send me an email located in the members area in the next 60 days, and I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. You risk absolutely nothing and have everything to gain. So go ahead, click the Add to Cart button below. Charles and I will be waiting for you in the members area. Still here? Let me just answer some of the most common questions you might have about Darkest Days, How to Survive an EMP Attack to the Grid, the only proven-to-work guide for surviving a permanent blackout disaster scenario. Why should I prepare for an EMP if 90% of all Americans will be dead by the first year? This course was specifically created for protecting your family and household. However, a huge part of the course focuses on protecting your community, and Charles's time spent with the Amish is proof that a large community can survive without electrical power. This is about making sure that you and even your entire community are part of the 10% that do survive. If all electronics and even networks like communication channels are down, why do I need a Faraday cage to store my electronics? As you probably already know, you are not alone. The prepping community is constantly growing. Having the possibility of communicating via radio can save your life in a post-apocalyptic world. Also, a Faraday cage isn't built to put your iPhone in it. You can store plenty of useful things like a flashlight or spare repair parts for cars. If EMPs are such an imminent threat, how come no other countries are preparing for an HEMP attack or EMP nuclear war? As a matter of fact, plenty countries acknowledge the EMP threat and are taking precautions. As surprising as it may sound, France and China both created armies of carrier pigeons. According to the Chinese Ministry of National Defense, China maintains a platoon of 50,000 carrier pigeons with 1,100 trainers for communication in border and coastal areas. That's just one of the many measures taken. What are the immediate effects after an EMP attack? Despite popular beliefs, planes won't be falling down from the sky, and some cars, including newer models, might still work. However, some effects will be much worse. An EMP blast won't have any direct effects over the people. There will be no visible or noticeable explosion. The first noticeable thing will be lack of electricity. The effects, however, are morbid. The first death wave could come moments after the EMP, and in a matter of 1 week, our civilization would turn into a primitive and barbaric world. So go on. Click the Add to Cart button now and give Darkest Days a try. As I have already shown, you have nothing to lose.